My name is Ernest Ruffin, CEO of ECSMG Media and adjunct professor at Rutgers University teaching entrepreneurship. My students asked me to talk about why we are producing this movie called The Caribbean Heist and the whole reason behind it. And several of them are interning for me this summer, for the company this summer. And we're producing this movie, The Caribbean Heist. The movie's about four ladies who, rob successful businessmen for millions of dollars. And I told them the reason why we wanted, we were producing this movie, or I even thought about doing this movie, is a few reasons. One is Eric Williams is a former NBA player for the Boston Celtics. He's a young fella that I took off the streets of Newark many years ago, 20 years ago now, and helped him get to junior college through my old college coach. And he then went on to Providence University and became the number 14th pick of the 1985 NBA draft. So, and then what happened when Eric got to the NBA is he asked me to help him with his professional career. And so that enabled me to, start a venture whereby I provided marketing and agent services, sports agent services to NBA and WNBA players. So now that Eric's retired, writing a script about this type of movie with him involved with it, and it gives us a chance to work together and bring this whole thing full circle. In addition to that, I think that people who've had success over the years have an obligation to try to help as many young people as possible also become successful by either leading them, showing them the right way to go, making a phone call for them, and so that's what I do. The director of this film is a young fellow by the name of Max Sainville, who I was introduced to by another guy who I helped get a book deal. And when I met Max, I asked him what he wanted to do. He said he wanted to make film. So that's another reason why we're doing this, to make, to help Max make a film and showcase his skills. He's a very talented young fellow. Same with my students. I get them involved with the company because, one, I get to learn what the young people are thinking and the skill set they bring as far as social media and all that good stuff. And then they get to work on a real project like the Caribbean Heist, where they are now creating blogs and Twitter accounts and blasting this project all over the internet, which is great. So it's a win-win situation. We help the young people learn, get them prepared for their futures, and we also win by learning from them. So that is, my whole thing. It's about, helping the next generation grow. So that's the main reason why we want to do this project. We want it to be successful, because if we're successful, then all of those young people are successful, and then we can keep this thing going. The casting of the movie was interesting because we're making a movie on a smaller budget. We had to be smart in our selection process. This movie will be shot in Miami, Florida, and in St. Kitts. So what Max and I came up with is, let's look at some local talent in the Miami area and see what they have down there. And so he and I went down to Miami, and we have a casting director, Kay Clark, and Kay helped us, listen to several actors and actresses read for the different parts in the Caribbean Heist. And to our surprise, we came out with a very, very good cast. So the cast is great. They're young. They're looking for opportunities. They're excited about this project. Max, the director, has a strong relationship with an already established actor, Louis Da Silva Jr., who's also agreed to be part of the movie, to be the lead in the movie. So it's just all coming together really nice. Eric will be in the movie, Eric Williams. So it's a great fit. So we were fortunate that we were smart, and we have some good young people out there that we've casted for the parts. The other thing about a project like this, we're usually crowdfunding. which is, for those who don't know what crowdfunding is financing your projects using the internet by getting many people to donate small amounts of dollars to finance your projects. And so when you have a project like this, crowdfunding comes in handy, and it's a new concept. Not many people know about it. So we're trying. We did a trial and error first run on Kickstarter, and now we're going out for our second crowdfunding opportunity here shortly. But a project like this gives us the opportunity to put 40, 50 people to work. I mean, that's a great thing. We have 10, 12, 14 young actors that will be working on this project. Max has a production team, that will be working on this project. He will have to get lighting people locally in Miami, sound people locally there in Miami. We will need to employ caterers for this project. We will have to stay at, we will rent houses for this project. I mean, it's a project that helps stimulate the economy, and so that's a great thing as well. As a professor, it's funny, I'm not a teacher by trade. I'm a business person, undergraduate degree in accounting and MBA in business. That's my thing. A sales and marketing guy for the most part. I was asked to teach by Dr. D.T. O'Kilby, who came to a seminar I put together every month for entrepreneurs in Newark, New Jersey, and she said you would be good at teaching this to our students, and so I did it, and I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed it immensely because it gives me an opportunity to share real life, real world experiences, the successes and failures of business with the young people, and tie it to the textbook. So the concepts that are in the text, I can tie real stories, real experiences to those, and my classes have been a very successful. Students really enjoy them, and I say that because they take a survey at the end of each class, and my ratings have been very good because the students they like the real thing, the real experience that I could bring to the class. So that's been a big added plus. I've been an entrepreneur since 1995, actually since 1991. Ruff's Deli was my first venture in Newark, where I took an abandoned storefront and turned it into a deli. And then 1995, I started East Coast Sports Management Group. So it feels good to be able to share that with the next generation. The difference between my generation and the new generation when it comes to business and things like this is, my generation, we weren't really taught entrepreneurship or to be business people. We were taught to go to college and get a job, and things changed. I mean, no longer are the days where you work at a company 30 years, you get a nice watch, and you retire. Because of the dynamics of our world and our economies and the interlinking of the world economies, things change. So if for some reason companies downsize and you find yourself out of work, this generation is being taught entrepreneurship so that they can continue to do things and not, worry about where the next meal comes from, things like that. Whereas my generation, if we got out of work, it was like the world came to an end. People jumped off buildings and things like that. So that's a big change. They're being taught entrepreneurship, how to take their skills and make a living out of it. So that's a good thing. The biggest difference between this generation and my generation is technology and social networking and social media. Because Facebook, if you have 1,000, 2,000 friends on Facebook and you decide to become an entrepreneur, right away you have access to 2,000 potential customers. And so if you provide a good product or service to those guys and ladies, they will tell other people. You get your word of mouth marketing campaign going on. and you can really develop a business. The other thing is their reach is global. It's not just a US or domestic market anymore. Because of the internet, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus, things like that, Skype, you could really communicate and talk to people about your products and services globally. So this generation has a tremendous opportunity ahead of them. I mean, if they maximize, I mean, if I say Facebook because Facebook just took off virally, really. I mean, these guys put a site together trying to rate hot girls, and all of a sudden, you know, they have 800 million users on this. I mean, the power of that number of people in the database is tremendous, and that's the advantage that this generation has over my generation. So make sure everyone out there go and support the Caribbean Heist movie. You'll be able to download it at ecsmgmedia.tv. That's ecsmgmedia.tv, and help us put people to work.